Hello. Welcome back to whatever format you are receiving this media on. I want to talk about intersectionality again because I have an amazing analogy about it. Shocking. I know. Um, if you can hear, I have some of my crochet work in my hands because I don't know. I feel like fiddling with it while I discuss this. Um, when you do not discuss intersectionality, it's kind of like addressing a fire without realizing that it's a grease fire. If you do not take into consideration anti-blackness, racism, historical context, what the actual situation is, you are bound to maybe make the situation worse. Right? And if you're so busy screaming, there's a fire, there's a fire, there's a fire, and someone's trying to tell you, hey, but it's a grease fire, and you're like, I know what a fire is. And we're like, no, you have to do it differently. And you're like, it's growing. You know, it may end up looking like how, things are looking right now in our environment and government and institutions. Everybody's yelling at each other, but if the problem is you're never addressing the issue because you do not take everything into consideration. And most of the time, you can't possibly do that without understanding how all these levels of marginalization come together to form this toxic system we are living in. You can't work outside in, you got to work inside out to address it. Whatever addressing it means to you, dismantle, restore, whatever it is you want to do, you have to accept the things as they are, and that involves understanding what you do not understand. And if you don't know how to quell a grease fire, and someone standing next to you is going, it's a grease fire, and the reason it's not working is because you are not treating it like a grease fire, you should just be quiet and not instead go, okay, so tell me, I'm trying to learn, I'm trying to understand, and yelling back at them about the fire. They know that already. They're saying more things now. They're adding on to the situation so that you can understand the context so that we can appropriately address it. But you're so busy explaining that fire is hot, and we got that. We got that part. I'm saying, step out of the way so I can smother this thing. But you're getting in front of me and crying and screaming. Shh, I need you to be quiet and move to the side. Every time we try to push you to the side, some police officer comes. Anyway. Being colorblind or not addressing historical context and the fact that we have been denied the truth for so long, like addressing that aspect too, it is important. And a lot of that is going to be moving to the side, being quiet, realizing you were yelling and it wasn't necessary and it did not help. You're trying to impress upon us how serious it is. Yeah, I know. You don't understand how bad it can get. And what I'm trying to tell you is, what you're doing isn't the way you put out a grease fire. So, that's something to sit with. And realize, like, the answers, like I say, are simple, not easy, but like, it's a fire and it is dangerous. But listening to the person who knows most about fires is probably the best way to go forward. Not have you understand everything they're about to do and have them explain to you what the plan is before you step out of the way. That's the other part. People are like, yeah, but if I give up my position here in front of the fire, doing my job and putting water on it. What are you going to do? And I'm like, I don't have time for this. I need you to move. And you're like, but I need to know the plan if I'm going to step aside. No, there's a fire. You just said there's a fire. You know. So yeah, that's what I think about that.